all whatever it was that you saw, I just looked at all the furniture, and
Yeah.
there's no shelves at all. So it either got taken or
It probably got taken then, I
yeah,
imagine, yeah.
yeah, because all that's out there is just like things that you would imagine being in your room in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, have you seen, like, people do those realistic, like, digital art prints of, like, nostalgic rooms? It'll be like a Nintendo 64 sitting there, all like a messed up bed, like, games laying all over, posters from the 90s, early
Those
2000s,
like
you know?
oak rounded entertainment centers and desks and stuff. Like it just seemed like all furniture was that weird oak with like the black cracks in it, you know?
Yeah, and, like, I feel like yeah, I don't know, maybe just I didn't grow up with, like, design-oriented family, but, like, I feel like furniture was always mismatching. It was just different fucking solid oak-ass woods, you know?
Yeah.
It was never, like, one consistent theme, like, some would be slightly different in tone than others.
Yeah,
There'd be that, like
the tone always changed, but it was just that like light brown. It was like that style
exactly,
of
yeah.
wood. It was all that. They were all different colors, but they were all that same kind of wood.
You know, and, like, it would be the one that's been in your room since you were little, and you've, like, Sharpied on it and stuff, put stickers on it.
Yeah. They're all heavy.
Yeah, I mean, granted, shit, I don't know if that was the standard or we just come from affluent families, but I feel like shit was pretty nice then. Like, the dressers were, like, solid. Like, it felt like wood, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I think most furniture back then was just like thicker and more solid. And then
Yeah.
IKEA became a thing.
Right, like, and then, a lot of particle board because it was kinda, like, generational. Like, I feel like it was like a dresser your grandparents had or something. They didn't have a
Yeah.
use for it anymore, so then your parents got it, which let you use it, and it was like it would get passed down because it was just sturdy as shit. Now it's like particle board and
Yeah.
mystery wood.
I mean, it's fine, you know? I feel
Yeah.
like, I mean, I just like that furniture is mostly black and dark now.
Yeah,
I,
it's I mean, it's all, like, laminate and painted, and the beauty is too, it's, like, light as shit, so it's easier to move now.
yeah.
Like, when you try to move, like, those solid oak-ass bed frames, you're just like, "Oh, shit.
Yep. Or
How do
the
I get this out the door?"
old desks that used to be at my mom's place. When we moved those, I was like, I never want to move these things again. They're so
Just
heavy.
shit you don't really need anymore. Like, my grandfather, dude, we had to go through them all. He had, like, these steel fireproof, like, filing cabinets. Just, like, stacks of them full of just papers, dude, just random documents, and it was just so fucking heavy,
This guy
and
never heard
it's
of
like
email.
yeah, yeah, that he definitely he was not on that boat, like, I think it was around definitely towards the end of his life, but, like, I remember he's like, "I really want a laptop," and, like, we got one for him, and he's like, "I don't like using this. Do you have a piece of paper and a pen?
Yeah.
It hurts my eyes. This is too bright."
That's why you got to get yellow tinted glasses, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Then the blue light doesn't affect you at all anymore.
And
Yeah.
it makes you look like you perpetually have jaundice.
Yeah. And it also gives everything a yellow hue. I never notice it until I take off my glasses and realize, oh, that's what blue looks like.
Y Yeah, I was just gonna say on that note, like, you don't appreciate glasses as much until you lose them and have to wait 10 business days for your other pair to get in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no service where you could get, like, 2-day glasses or something. Like, I looked online, there's ones like, "Oh, yeah, you could ship it to us, and we'll ship it back to you," but it's this whole process of, like, well, we won't even know if, like, your glasses will work with our system. There's no, like, place you just walk in, like, "I need lenses in a
Yeah.
couple days," and, like, it could cost more. That's fine, like, money's not the problem. It's, like, time is of the essence here, and no one's willing to do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I've never lost my glasses.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like when you're getting a new pair, even if you get a new prescription, you could wear your old ones in the meantime. Then you
Yeah.
just get your new pair, whoop, swap them. But it's like having nothing is
Yeah.
it's dog shit. My eyesight's worse, dog. I mean, do you know what your numbers are?
I know the combined, I think it's like
Yeah,
-21.
like both eyes?
Yeah.
Holy shit. What?
I have really bad vision. An
I didn't
extreme
think it got that
prescription.
low.
An extreme prescription is considered -5 combined in both your eyes.
You're -20 combined?
Something like that. I can't
You sure
see
it's like
shit.
20?
I don't know if it's 20, but it is. I remember being flabbergasted at the, like, when I was ordering my prescription, I had to spend extra money because they're extreme prescription. It was like, take both of the prescriptions of your eyes and add them together. If it's more than -5, then it's an extreme prescription. And I looked at my numbers and I was
Wow.
like, is this even possible? If -5, I mean, I don't know the range, you know, maybe like 20/20 vision is 0 and it
Yeah.
doesn't, it's like,
I
or
thought it just went to like 4, like each eye, like 8 total or something.
like plus or negative.
Negative.
No, I don't think so, because I think it's definitely more than -8.
Okay, because like totaled, because I'm 175 and then 1.5, so it'd be like roughly 3.25 total, which
Yeah.
I guess isn't
Which
like
is pretty poor
awful,
vision.
but
If -5 is
yeah.
an extreme prescription.
Yeah, I guess it actually, I kind of, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I am struggling. Oh God.
I think -5 is like, maybe it's not 20, maybe it's something closer to 15, because I think -5
Yeah.
is one of my eyes, and then I think the other eye is like significantly worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sucks. The times I've like my glasses, I was at work one time, my glasses right in the middle snapped, and I had to like duct tape them on together like this. That was terrible. I mean, I'm sure you
Yeah.
remember when my glasses used to have paper clips on both sides.
My kitty.
I've lost a
Sorry.
lens one time and I had to walk around like this. I didn't lose it. It popped out and like my actual frame busted, and I didn't have anything to keep the
Yeah.
frame in place. So I had to go home and do some real work to it. Because I think they were
Yeah.
metal frames too, and they like bent out of shape. It was awful. Glasses suck.
Right.
But that's why I always keep an extra pair, because anytime something happens to my like my glasses, I can't exist without them.
Yeah.
I can't see
Yeah.
anything.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like I can't not work, and as much of a struggle as it is, like I'm right at the cusp where I'm able to do it. It's just like I get fucking gnarly headaches and I'm like squinting
Yeah.
really, really hard and struggling, but it's for the sake of affording a new pair of glasses. The system's kind of fucked, man. You could really, like, if you just wanted to incapacitate someone, like if someone was just like took your glasses and just smashed them to fucking smithereens, it's like, all right, figure it out. Like,
yeah. It would ruin my week.
yeah.
That's why, yeah, you got to keep the extra. Do yourself right, and when you can, get a spare.
So I do have a backup pair waiting to go. Just waiting for this first pair to come in.
Yeah. Do the old ones have lenses in them already?
No, like I don't have lenses in either.
Oh.
So like I got that circular pair of glasses where like everyone's like Harry Potter, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. So I'm like, these will be for when I'm at home, where like just a basic pair, because I can't handle everyone Harry Potter. And it's just like, fuck, man.
Welcome to my childhood.
I like the old ones. So like I got another black, just very chunky frame.
Oh yeah, if there's one thing you can't do in the adult world, it's make any change to yourself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless you want to draw attention to the people who you
Yeah.
usually see, because
Right.
it will be said. I can't tell you how many times I would have long hair and get a haircut, and I would like show up to work and be like, okay, they're gonna mention it. Just be cool.
Yeah.
Going into
You
like,
like
did you do
going
something to your hair? No, I didn't.
it's like I feel like when I gave you the haircut the last time, you like wore a hat to work the first day because you're like you wanted to ease into people's reactions.
No,
You didn't want it just to hit you,
I have to wear a hat.
or like you tucked it into your. I don't know. You were telling me something along those lines, like
I pulled it down a little bit.
oh, you did?
Yeah, to try to hide. It didn't work,
Yeah.
but whatever. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't like to draw attention. I don't like when people mention things. I think it would be nice if I like got a haircut and I just walked in and someone was like, "Hey, nice cut," and then just moved on from there.
Right.
But like it's always
Just
like a conversation piece, and it's just like we don't
like,
need to talk about this.
Your hair.
Exactly like that.
Ah! Yeah, it's just such a like dramatic.
Could you imagine someone actually? I'm gonna do that to somebody now, though. When they make like a super minor change, I'm just gonna start screaming like a maniac. I don't like change. Put it back. Put it back.
Change, different. Ah!
Just start sucking on my thumb.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that way about certain things. I mean, just the fact that the apartment's like changing. I've been like walking around like on edge in our apartment. I'm just like, something's amiss. Something doesn't feel right. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like it was raining. I went on the balcony and I'm like, this balcony won't always be around, you know?
At some point, this balcony is gonna become dilapidated.
Like this won't be mine. Like I could go to jail if I climb on this balcony when I don't live here anymore.
What?
Well, I'm saying, isn't that an interesting thought? Like somewhere you've lived before, like spent a portion of your life. If you were to go back, you would be like breaking and entering.
Yeah.
They're like, were you trying to like burglarize the place? You're like, no, I used to live there, wanted to check it out, you know.
That happened to a couple streamers, like some TikTokers or something showed up to their house and were like, "We used to live here. We want to show these people the house." And they were like, "No, go away. You don't live here anymore."
You know, that funny enough, that actually happened to me when I was 14. You know the house in Marley Park, the giant crazy one. Well, when I first moved into there, I wouldn't say first, so like a year in, whatever. Like I guess the neighbors still knew the family that used to live there, and they were like coming by. They were like in my house, and like the girl that used to live in my room, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna check out my old room," and I'm like, yeah, no. And they're like, what? Like, that used to be my room, though. Like, I spent like 2 years in there. Like, can't I just see it? And I was like,
No.
Like, I mean, I'm happy for you. That was cool. But,
8 years.
We're kind of like, I guess, what was it? Like, wiener cousins, Like, we both, spent time in this room, but like, it was totally unannounced, too. Like, I don't want just some random person I don't know, like, saying, I used to live here, I'm gonna go in this bedroom. Like, yeah, like it's private now.
We both measured our wieners in there the first time.
Well, I don't think she had one, but if she did, that would be impressive.
What are you talking about?
Like, it used to be a girl's room, and she's like, "Oh, an icky boy's in there now." I'm like,
we all have wieners. I don't understand.
Yeah, actually, we do. Just some grow larger than others.
Yeah. Not mine. Unfortunate. Well, I mean, at this point, I think we can say welcome back to the podcast. We made it.
Welcome
We
to
made
the
it to the.
NHK.
We made it to the wiener conversation. So
Yeah. If you've made it this far, you could go down farther.
welcome back to the 2D Research Club podcast, where we'll be seeing how deep we can go.
How deep it could go down the gaping hole of information.
I mean, yeah. How deep does the information hole go? Have you ever asked yourself?
Sometimes you just, you really got to stretch your way of thinking and just get both hands in there and go, ooh, new information.
And then a baby pops out. Pretty sure that's how babies are born. The hole of information.
Yeah, is that how we're going to segue into, if you're listening to this, congrats, Emilio, on the baby boy. He's born like 2 days ago.
I didn't know that, but...
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was having a child.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't either.
There is one. No, I knew he was just the type too. He like casually brought it up like 4 months in. He's like, yeah, like Hannah's pregnant. I'm like, you're not gonna like drop that like a big thing. Like, bro, guess what? I'm gonna be. He's like, yeah, we're having a kid. It's a thing.
Oh God, it's just something that's happening.
And now he just like I didn't even know it bopped. He just sent me a picture of like a baby. I'm like, I'm assuming this is your baby.
He's like, nah.
No, it's just I found this one. I think my baby could be a baby like this someday. You know,
this is just what they tell me it's gonna look like.
Yeah,
it's like they have babies for reference. It's like, so this is.
Can I see the baby swatches again? No, this couldn't be our baby.
No, yeah. I think we want to go somewhere more down the line here.
I like there's like that room with all the newborns. You're just holding up like color swatches to them. Yeah, this one could be mine. It's kind of olive, right?
You gotta go in there and find your baby.
No, sir, you can't take that. That's the display baby. Well,
yeah.
I mean, can I get a discount because it's a display baby?
It seems like you guys are out of stock of these ones, so I can just buy this one. 75% off?
That's just the sample baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
this one's wrapped in cellophane. Is that one brand new? No, that's dead, sir. That's a dead baby.
We send those ones back to the manufacturer. We RDA them. So
the default, yeah. I think this baby was used. Oh, wait until Amazon hears about this.
It's actually against the law to try to repair your own baby. So we actually don't sell the broken ones.
Like, imagine, like, little Timmy, broke his leg, so I took him to the shed and we tried to fix it. But I think in a week or so, I should take him to a doctor.
That was when I was looking at the CompTIA A+ certification for IT. That was something that was getting talked about a lot, is that they were like uplifting or trying to like push for people to be able to troubleshoot their own devices, to like to turn it off and turn it back on, do all that stuff. Like, you wouldn't get in trouble if you tried to do something like that. And IT guys were mad about it because they're like, that's 80% of our business. Who's gonna call help desk if they can just turn it off and turn it back on themselves? I thought it was so funny. I was like, this is a legitimate concern for people in IT.
How else are we supposed to get like scammed too? They're like, there's a virus on your computer. You're like, no problem, I can fix it. No, we really should work it through because there's an issue. We sent money into your account. Like, cool. Yeah. No, not worried about it.
Yeah. I'll take the money.
Because apparently I was just going through my spam mail and there was like a certain, I guess, arrangement for, there was a discrepancy with my account where some prince in Africa was like, dude, I took like 1.2 million from you on accident. Let me put it back in your account. Just send me your info, and waiting to get back to him, but might be a good payday.
A scam as old as time. The Nigerian prince.
How'd you know? Do you know this guy?
Everybody knows him.
Yeah. Because at least they have that to back it, where it's like, I think we're all talking to a different prince. It's like, nah, there's just one prince. It's him.
He's just he
Same guy.
does this quite a bit. He does it very
Yeah.
often. He accidentally takes millions of dollars from people. I never thought of it that he was like removing it from their account. I think it was like I think originally it was like a donation thing. Like
Yeah.
they'd reach out and ask you for this amount of money, and then they'll send you back more money because they just need access to a different kind of currency. I think a lot of people fell for it, like,
Yeah.
20
It's
years ago.
because I think the play on it now is that, obviously you didn't have 1.2 million in your account. Most likely, you're getting this email, and the hope is like they think like the person getting this is like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm one up in them. They have no clue I didn't even have that in my account. Yeah, send it over, buddy. Dumb prince. And then you give them your bank information, and then they rob you.
Here's something really interesting.
Yeah.
This con, the Nigerian prince scam, it's also known as a 419 scam, which is the section of Nigeria's criminal code dealing with fraud. But
Yeah.
this goes back all the way to the 19th century. It was an old swindle called the Spanish prisoner. And it is
Oh, I did that with my wife the other night. Are we talking about the same thing?
no.
Okay.
This is actually super interesting. It's like
Okay.
evolved from then through like letters, faxes, emails, social media. This is always like this scam has been around for so long.
Really?
Yeah, it's people are still using it.
All right, wait. Imagine it's dating back to fucking like pigeon mail carriers. Like, oh shit, the prince had taken my coin. I must replenish it at once.
I'm gonna have to read more about this because that's actually
Yeah,
super interesting. I love being
that's
able to
really
just Google
interesting.
things.
Yeah.
I thought it does say though it was one of the first scams to flourish on the internet. And then
Yeah.
I kept reading a little more and it was like, actually, it goes back to 19th century. But I mean, I guess it's not like a crazy scam, but it's just crazy to think about that it's not just something that happened in the digital age. People were scamming way back when.
Yeah, and think about the closer you are to the progenitor of these things, like, the group of people that created this idea of, oh, we could scam people in this, manner. You can't call those people morons. Like, if you're one of the first to be scammed, you have no reference point.
Yeah.
You have no fucking clue. Why would you think you're to get, like, it's easy for us to like point and be like, what a moron. Yeah, that would never happen to me, because we have millions of points of references where we are very aware that scams are a thing and what to look out for in certain cues. But if there is none of that to base that off of, you are just like, that guy was a
you're getting
genius
scammed.
that started it. Yeah, you were almost inevitably being scammed unless you were just like this upper echelon of intelligent beings, great minds at the time. That's like, you think you may have bested me, but I can see through your contorted ways, sire. Like,
It's like Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, you really had to be like on one to figure that out and deduce that someone is scamming you.
Yeah.
Like think before this. What are some like the original just scams, If you give me your food, I will bring you back twice as much food tomorrow.
Just
Oh, really? That's so kind of you, sir. Yes.
just
Please,
old
just
school
hand me your
Ponzi
food.
schemes. Go around and ask everybody for one apple and then start paying people at the start of the line back their apples with the more apples that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably been going on too.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of them were probably like peddling shit, the snake oil salesman.
While you are fast asleep and unprotected, I will guard you and your wife. So you sleep, I will stay awake at high alert with your wife, and you wake up, I will be gone. And you are safe.
It's so good to have somebody that protects us in this village.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you get that guy to protect us again tonight, honey? It was great
I'm
last
feeling
night.
very unsafe. Oh, sure
Well,
thing.
I could stay up tonight. You know, maybe we could spend some time together because I've been hunting a lot. No, honey, you work so hard. Get some rest, please.
You
I
need your
insist.
rest. I
You
need
need
you
your
out there
rest.
hunting. Just so
Just some guy.
happens the protector's
You
doing a little hunting of his own.
you wake up, just a guy's embracing your wife, and he's like, job's done.
I made sure she was real safe.
Yeah. Also, if she has some very safe, protected children in the next 9 months or so, they're not mine.
Those are yours, buddy.
Those are yours.
You
While
did
you were
that.
sleeping, you were doing some deeds with your wife.
Congratulations.
And I tried not to look as your security, but, I just noticed. Stumbled upon you two,
In the realm of scams, it's not a scam. It's just weirdly bad choices. Have you seen, maybe, I don't know how long ago this was. It looks like yesterday. Crunchyroll's dub for Mob Psycho. The guy who does the dub for the Mob, the guy, Shigeo Kageyama, dropped out of it because they didn't want to do it under a union contract. And he said that he would agree because they said they were like, the money he was going to be making was the same amount that he would be making under a union contract. But he agreed to come back for season 3 to do the voice, but non-union, only if they agreed to sit down and have a meeting with the SAG-AFTRA union leaders. And they just said no. Like, they won't even have the meeting. They really just don't want it.
Yeah. We spoke on this before too, not this specific instance, but talking about the hurdles voice actors and actresses go through, and if they were to unionize like the Teamsters of voice actors. I mean,
well, they're unionized for other things, I imagine.
Yeah.
But anime is just, they don't do it. I was looking at it, like one of the did she play Mirko in My Hero?
Yeah.
She got paid $150 total for the role. That was it.
Yeah, it's pretty, like, and that's what, because we're just rehashing this, but I think it's such an excellent point that, like, God, the voice actress that originally did Goku, I think of one of the largest names, like, makes 300,000 in a year, I think.
Yeah.
But that's for, like, the largest role imaginable, or it might not even have been nearly that much, but like that is such a, like, they're, grandfathered in so many instances, and like just given so many royalties and rights, like even a popular anime that we can know, like if they're doing a dub for, like, I don't know, Dr. Stone or something, like you're probably hardly getting by. You're putting a lot of work in,
for more side roles, but for the main characters, like, that's what this Kyle McCarley guy was talking about, is that even without the, like, before he even brought it up, he's a part of the SAG-AFTRA union. So he was talking about how it's like, he's got a video on his Twitter about it that goes into it. It's a short video that pretty much gives all the information about what happened and why it's important to him. But what they were going to pay him, he said, was basically what he would be paid if it was under the union contract. Right. But it was just a matter of the rest of the cast might not be the same. The level of work, like, he's getting paid good because he's a main character, but as far as like a less notable role, they won't get union rates. They'll just give him $200 and say, okay, that's it. No residuals, no nothing.
So essentially, he's trying to bring up the team with him.
Yeah.
And, like, make a point. Yeah. Like, hey, if I'm getting paid this much, like, everyone should.
Yeah. Because there are some people that are, they make good money and stuff, but It's just, I guess, it in this specific instance, the reason why it was kind of important, I guess, was because it wasn't that they didn't want to pay him the money under union contract, and he even agreed to take the role and not have it be under union contract because he likes playing Mob. But
Right.
they wouldn't even have the meeting. And I saw somebody explain it in a good way, that it was like the weird thing about it is that they could have just accepted the meeting, sat down, done the usual runaround, oh, union's bad, we can't do that, and then send them on their way, and he would have still taken the role. But they literally just turned down the meeting altogether, which just makes them look worse in the public eye.
Yeah.
Like, this could have been done behind closed doors, and Crunchyroll wouldn't have taken as much of a hit, but they just chose to flat out be like, no, we don't give a fuck about the workers.
Wow. So is he not reprising his role? Then I imagine
he
because they
said
didn't agree to those terms.
I don't think it is completely over with yet. He said in the video that I was watching, he said it looks more than likely that I will not be reprising the role of Mob. But it's not like confirmed yet. So we'll see what happens. But I think he might not, he might turn it down if this is the thing, because he was talking about how it's like, it's just important to him that everything he does is under, a SAG-AFTRA contract, and it makes sure that anybody doing that kind of work is getting proper rates. And, we talked about it before, like time between jobs and stuff. Like, it's just important to pay people the going rate instead of just being like, oh, we can just save money by not paying people adequately.
Right, because I think really the point they're trying to get across, and like for everybody listening there, is like, it's not a matter of, oh, well, we all want to make this much and only get lukewarm water when we request it. It's like, they're only asking for a livable wage in most cases that they're being denied. Like, look, I just want to get by, pay for my studio apartment,
and not
my
even
top ramen, and like my shitty bucket of a car to make it here to do my voice acting role. Like,
and not like everybody gets paid the same amount as Kyle McCarley, but like to the degree of their roles, they get a proper wage based on what they do. Like,
like basically not just $250 for an entire role. If you're a recurring character and doing lines, and like, like get enough for your talents. And efforts.
Just the regular hourly rate or whatever project rate that is, it would be like, if you have 5 lines, then pay somebody for what 5 lines is worth in the voice acting sphere. But I guess anime is just still behind, and Crunchyroll, kind of just openly was like, no, we don't even give a fuck to do that. Like, we can just pay somebody $150. Why do we need to talk to a union leader?
Right, which it's poor shame on them, and because that's a keynote you could take from, I guess, like a Western animation. What's the term I'm looking for? No, I guess a studio, but like, you think of when they do, like, let's say like Batman or something, like them voice actors paid good, or at least like there is, I imagine, some standard of union, at least when we looked at it. I can't recall all the facts off the top of my head, but we did do kind of a comparison there. In one of the recent videos, or not recent, but previous. So shit, that's gonna get a little backlash, and then everybody's gonna forget and continue watching what they watch, and that's kind of sad to think about,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it picks up, it's like, it is going to go back to, everybody's just going to go back to watching it, but I'm sure there will be a small group of people who will now be a little more passionate about something like that. Like, not saying I am, I'm not the good guy here, but I'm sure like it just brings attention to it, and now they'll get more people, and it slowly snowballs every time they like, need to stand up and say, hey, this is that. It's the same thing with like the Twitch Rev Split change that they just made, that like it used to be 70-30 for like subs. Like, you'd get 70%, Amazon would get 30%. And they recently changed it to where they were only giving people 50-50. And now they're talking about like, and it's not that bad. you know, that's the thing. I think that's the point I'm trying to make at the end of this, but it sounds silly leading up to it. But they're taking the 70-30 away from people and going back to 50-50 who had 70-30, but only after the first 100,000 annually, which is why it gets a little silly because you still made $100,000. Like, you're fine, you know, you're doing okay.
So does it stay 70-30 until you reach 100, then it changes to 50-50 for everything after 100?
For people who already have the 70-30 split. Anybody new coming into the sphere will get the 50-50.
Okay.
And some people have been talking about how this might be later on in a couple of years. They might remove Prime because it just hemorrhages Amazon's money, and Twitch isn't really a profitable company, so they're trying to find a way to profit. And this is what they're doing. It's just weird. There's a lot of company jargon, but
right.
They
we need Elon Musk to buy Twitch.
No,
really,
fuck no.
Really do something good. Fund it. He's like, I want to see more cat girls, damn it.
No. Oh. I want to see more balls, damn it.
I want to see. Show me pictures of Spider-Man's balls, damn it.
You sound like Alex Jones.
I was realizing, I'm not doing that. Show me Spider-Man, damn it. That's more of that guy. Alex Jones was like, he's like, you gotta make the frogs gay.
I saw a frog yesterday.
Was it gay?
I think so. It looked a little gay. It was hopping around, and then it looked at me and went like,
oh yeah, how does a gay frog look, Ryan? How does it look?
I just told you.
Does it look like a gay frog?
I just told you. It didn't look like a gay frog. It did some gay nonsense. It looked at me and winked and then kissy faced at me. Almost as if it was saying, you want some of this, big boy?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, listen. I got nothing wrong with it, but I'm not really into frogs, okay?
Look at my webbed toes.
What's
my webbed little toes I swim around with?
From My Hero?
Froppy.
Froppy. Mm-hmm. It's like,
I'm riveted for your pleasure.
Whatever other people are into, that's fine. I'm just not much of a frog guy, okay? I gotta go. Yeah. And then I walked away. I took a picture of it, though. It was interesting. I haven't seen a frog in a while.
Yeah. I mean...
She sounds like a fucking car starting up right now.
We're in Phoenix. Like if there's a lot of frogs here, I'm gonna think some shit's up. You know what I mean? Like, if I went outside and saw 10 frogs, I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I would be looking for the tornado.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's Phoenix. That's the city. This isn't necessarily... This is pretty far from the city.
Well, yeah, Arizona, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's a couple, desert toads strolling around. But
there's a fuck ton of frogs, man. You go out in the desert and it rains, you got frogs.
Where the fuck did they come from, though?
Underground.
What? There's an underground colony of frogs?
I'm pretty sure they come from underground, man, because it's every time it rains. When I worked in Tonopah, when it would rain, I'd go outside and you would hear like hundreds of them. Well, and you go around the side of the house and there's just frogs everywhere. I'm pretty sure frogs burrow.
Well, I mean, there has to be like a large body of water they all congregate around, right? Like, they can't just like be in the ground, like in dry areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, hey, this is the one I saw. Arizona toad. That's what it's called.
Oh, it's a toad?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Frogs and toads are the same thing to me. I live in Arizona.
Yeah, toads are because they're more in tune to like dry climates, right?
Yeah, I think so. But they're still around water. But when it rains, they got a lot more places to go.
I always imagine toads like sit in puddles and then jump out. And, like, frogs are the ones like fucking diving and like swimming around. I don't know, because there's fire-bellied toads, which like water. And then there's like tree frogs that don't really swim around.
We have Arizona tree frogs too.
What?
Yeah.
What tree is a frog gonna chill in here?
Well, they can be found in streams, wet meadows, roadside ditches, livestock tanks. The livestock tanks is more up north, but These are
Yeah,
more
yeah.
central Arizona. And then the Baja California tree frog is also here.
You know,
Barking frog.
instead of apartment complexes or housing communities, we should just call them livestock tanks.
That's basically
yeah,
what they are.
you think about it, yeah. It's like, yeah, these are some of the livestock tank. This is like some Promised Neverland shit. Oh yeah, that's the livestock tank over there.
Well, I mean, I can keep looking at these frogs all fucking day. They're adorable, but there's actually a lot of different frogs and toads in Arizona.
That's so fascinating. Yeah, we'll have to go,
I just
snap
always
some
assumed,
photos.
because I'm telling you, like when I worked in Tonopah, they were right there. I saw the hordes of frogs, and there was no water around us.
Oh, okay. Here's a genuine question. If you were offered a guaranteed, like you won't make under, you won't make over, just a guaranteed salary of $75,000 a year to be a professional wild frog, like Arizona photographer, would you do it?
Yeah.
You have to work a minimum of 3 days a week, 10-hour shifts where you're just in the fucking trenches searching out frogs, taking pictures of them.
Yeah.
You
I
come
don't
up
see why
dry.
not.
You come up dry. Hey, no, I'm talking about like this sounds kind of like a dream job.
Yeah.
Like if people are like, man, you seem pretty successful. What do you do? Yeah, I just take pictures of frogs. Just
I'm
Arizona,
a frog
nowhere else.
photographer.
Just
I'm a frogtographer.
a frogtographer. Like that's such a fire job.
Yeah. That would be enjoyable.
Yeah.
And you're not locked into it. You take that experience if you want to move somewhere and do some other wildlife photography. I'm sure you could transition.
Oh, those days are behind me. I'm a frog filmographer now.
I filmed the
record
frogs getting a little froggy, if you know what I'm saying. I be in those streams, those wet meadows.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they be hopping.
I work at
often than
AFV.
not.
I shoot AFVs.
America's funkiest videos.
America's froggiest videos. Look at the frog on that one.
Now you see how he really digs his back legs into the dirt. So he gets a good hop.
Or we just go underground with it and start doing bets on like frog fights. Frogs versus toads. Yeah.
Next time it rains, we could just go collect a bunch of them, put them in a shallow basin. Like, none of you get water until there's one left.
Give them like gladiators' helms and spears. Fight.
See how long it takes for them to brutally murder their kin.
Oh God.
Well, on that note of you asking me a hypothetical, I did have some would you rathers we could talk about.
Yeah, let's run through them.
The first one is one that got this whole thing that made me Google other anime themed would you rathers, but I was gonna say, would you rather be isekai'd into another world?
Yes.
You get the powers and stuff, or would you rather a world like this world become something anime-ish, like a Blast of Tempest or something, and you and all your friends get anime powers? No powers in the I changed my mind.
World.
No
Okay.
isekai, no powers. You just get
No
isekai. You go to the other world, but you don't get any powers. Or this world becomes an anime world. Like something happens and we're still here, but you and all your friends get cool powers and you can like do something about it.
Yeah, I think that really changes the contents of the question, because it's like, if you were guaranteed powers in each situation, I would probably go with the isekai, because you would most likely see a calamity befall the world you know and love, and there would probably be a lot of pain and loss in things that you've grown attached to. Because like if things happen in an isekai world, it's gonna suck, and you're gonna form those attachments. But at first, like if there's a calamity on the world, you don't know that world. You're just like gung ho to save it. But if like shit was happening in this world, you'd be like, oh fuck,
Fair.
I think in that case, I would have to go with this world changing, and my friends and I gaining powers because now it's like you're not alone in that situation and you have more control over the outcome.
Yeah. I definitely
What?
think I would go for that one too, just because,
Yeah.
I mean, getting Isekai would be cool and all, but I think it'd be cool if me and all the boys could get some powers and, you
Yeah.
know, and it's an anime, you know, it doesn't have to be a miserable anime.
Because I'm just thinking like Attack on Titan or like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
no, not to
fucking
that degree.
God Eater or something, you know, or like if it's something like Dick Fight Island, like I could get behind that.
I might even still take those though. Just because then, yeah, at least you get to kick it with the boys and have some special powers. The
Right.
Isekai with no powers. I mean, I don't know, you know, because I would just be me in another world. That'd be stressful.
Imagine ReZero, but the first time he dies, he's just dead.
It's just one episode.
That's pretty much what it would be. Like you're probably not going to survive that.
That was another
especially if
one
other people have powers.
That was another one I saw that just like made me like sit there and be like, who would even pick this? It was like, let me see if I can find it because I think I know it, but it was, yeah. I mean, this is kind of the same one too, but whose powers was it? It was like, would you rather have this person's powers? Hold on, I got it right here. Soon. Okay, maybe I don't got it right here. It was basically, would you rather have this person's powers or would you rather have Natsuki Subaru's powers from ReZero? And I was like, I mean, that's easy. I don't want to be Subaru. That guy just literally like suffers and then comes back and has to do it all over again.
Yeah.
And then this one is kind of the same. It's like, would you rather be Kirito from Sword Art Online or Kurisu Makise from Steins Gate? Which, I mean, she dies.
Yeah. Steins Gate just, yeah, especially season 2. It's like, I don't know if you want to be in that one.
Yeah, and especially as Kurisu, like you're literally just dead. That is you. That is what you get to do.
Was it a poor way of asking if you would want like her? I mean, she has no ability. Like she's just
really smart.
Cute science girl. Yeah.
Kirito's a cute computer science boy.
Yeah. That's really all you're choosing between, you know? Where Kirito just has more of a it's like frightening that these things are happening in the game with the repercussions, but like Steins Gate, that's all real life and you're fucking with timelines. I feel like that's a lot more stress.
Yeah.
Not to like detract from the stress of being stuck in a virtual reality where you could potentially die, but I would choose that over having to go through timelines and having a butterfly fly effect where I'm like fucking everything up in the process. And there's Steins Gate, the whole thing is like there's no like purely happy ending potential. I mean, it's like 1 in a million, where Sword Art,
Steins Gate,
doable. Yeah.
They're trying to reach Steins Gate.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the world seeds. They just build Steins Gate.
Most of the would you rathers I found that are anime themed are kind of shit, but I did find another one. Would you rather have Pikachu as a pet or Ein?
Like Ein's
no,
Gone.
no, Ein's Gone.
Yeah,
the corgi from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, that's his name's Ein?
Yeah.
I always just thought of him as Cowboy Corgi. Probably Pikachu, because I mean he's just a normal ass corgi.
He's a mouse.
Wait, what do you mean?
Pikachu's not a corgi?
No, I'm saying Ein is a normal ass corgi.
Oh, no, well, I mean,
Cowboy
he's like a super corgi. He's like really intelligent.
That's true. Yeah, he's smart, but
could you imagine having Pikachu, I would just get annoyed of him saying, Pika, Pika. Like, shut the fuck up, Pikachu. And plus having a big mouse, like think about Pikachu IRL. Like he's just be a big mouse.
But like
A big yellow mouse that can shock you.
You could command him though. Like think of the power and the that you could command.
Do you know
from people.
how fast
you're just,
animal
like-
control would make you put that animal down?
If they could get a hold on it, if yours like Pikachu, Thunderbolt. Like realistically, if Pikachu can call down a bolt of lightning, who's gonna stop that?
The U.S.
They would need-
military?
It would need the military. You'd be on the run. You're like, how do you say Pikachu in Spanish? We're going to Mexico.
Que pica?
You know, like,
I don't know, man. I would much rather have a corgi that I could be like, oh, line, load me a bowl.
yeah, that could be.
Go
pretty
get me a
dope.
beer.
Like, I guess, yeah, if you had other options for the Pokemon.
I feel like I just want the dog for slave labor. I promise I would love it as well, but
Get me a
mean,
beer.
could you imagine, I mean, I guess Pikachu would understand too, but I just think it's much more realistic like it's an easy ein for me because Pikachu, yeah, I don't want to be on the run. I don't want him to shock me.
Yeah.
And he's a little big. I don't want him just chilling. Plus, I feel like he'd be a lot more like in need of attention. Like you'd be gaming at the PC and he'd come up and be like, Pika. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Pikachu. Ein would just like go flip through a Playboy or something.
That's true. I mean, but if you could find a way to like disguise Pikachu as a dog, people are like, that's a funny looking dog. You're like, oh yeah, it's like a Swahili Malamute, just like make up a dog name. And like nobody knows what Pikachu can do besides you. So if like there's some like street thugs, you just fucking shock them,
Yeah. Definitely good for protection.
Yeah. No, really, no, nothing else. That's all you're good for, Pikachu. You're just a guard animal.
Here's another one that I think is an easy answer for me because it doesn't specify. Which dangerous and depressing world would you rather live in? Attack on Titan or Evangelion?
That's easy for me.
For me too.
What would you pick?
Evangelion.
Yeah, same here.
It doesn't say I have to be in Japan dealing with it. I could be anybody else in the world and just living a normal fucking life.
I was going to say, it's a bit of an isolated incident,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that it happens in other places, but it's mostly like in the ocean, right? That's why Asuka, she's like...
Yeah.
Like they're in the ocean fighting these things too, but even then, like they're the ones dealing with it unless they fuck... I mean, I guess they fuck the whole world up, but...
I was just saying, it kind of defers responsibility because you're just like, they'll handle it.
Yeah, Attack on Titan,
it's like a draft.
Yeah.
You're forced into that. Like
nobody's safe.
Evangelion world. There was normal, like Shinji went to a normal school of just normal kids living their lives in this world,
Yeah. I think I would do that too.
Yeah.
That was just an easy one for me. I don't know who would pick the Attack on Titan. Maybe like the Attack on Titan world, but like I die long before any of that bullshit happens.
But yeah, then there's just no fun in that answer. It's like,
yeah,
it's like if you were like born as a role, like if it's like, oh, do you want to be Shinji or Eren Yeager?
Yeah, it's a little different there. Yeah, because
yeah. But if you're just a plebeian,
I'd probably
just one of the...
What?
Oh, I was just gonna say one of the like background civilians.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably pick Eren in that aspect, like, to be confident, goal-oriented, be the protagonist. Shinji, I would not want to be Shinji. I mean, I feel like I'm Shinji now, so I don't want to put myself in any position where I have to be him again.
Well, think about this. Shinji's dad bosses him around like the bitch boy that he's made out to be. Eren Yeager bosses his dad around like the little bitch boy that he's made out to be.
Yeah.
Kill him, Dad. Go ahead. We're not gonna get too deep into that because I feel like that's kind of late game if you're not up to date. But
yeah, definitely late game.
Yeah.
I got another one for you here though.
Yeah.
Would you rather pilot a giant mecha or have your own hyperbolic time chamber?
What's it? What would you do in the hyperbolic time chamber? Just like train?
Yeah, it's just like time. You can spend longer periods of time in there, and time doesn't pass the same outside.
Yeah.
I'd pick that 100% because I'd just go in that shit and hang out for like a month, and only a day has passed. Imagine how long your days off could be. You get 4 days off. You're on vacation for a couple months, man.
Yeah, it could be because you think of this with the mech. Obviously, it would be difficult to procure a hyperbolic time chamber with just a mech. You could try to face off, some, I don't know, secret base that might, contain one. But if you have a hyperbolic time chamber, you could go in there and study the means of becoming an engineer or developing your
Yep.
own mech.
Mm-hmm.
And then that
And I
just
mean,
solves the issue.
if you pick pilot the mech, there's no guarantee that a hyperbolic time chamber technology even exists. So you would just have a mech and nothing to do with it. But if you have the chamber, you could go in and learn how to build your own mech. That's a
What's
perfect
the term?
example.
Is it pilot a mech or have a hyperbolic time chamber?
Yeah, pilot a giant mech or have your own hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, that doesn't even denote ownership. So you could just be like, it could be for lease. You're renting the mech is government property. You just know how to pilot it.
Mm-hmm.
You are nothing but without the vessel.
Oh yeah, I think people just threw these together because I did.
Yeah,
I did not like it. A decent one that I'm actually interested here. Would you rather be in the Pokemon universe or the Studio Ghibli universe? Universes, so just like Studio Ghibli type shit or Pokemon.
Man, that is such a great question because I feel like I could be happy in either because they're both so lighthearted and joyful. Like Pokemon, there's free healthcare, at least for Pokemon.
If I was a Pokemon, in Pokemon world,
I don't know. Humans seem to have it pretty easy too. Like it doesn't seem like everyone has a pretty easy time doing the things they enjoy doing without having to like devote their life to being a wage slave.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to go travel for months? Like everyone does it. But in the Studio Ghibli world, it's like, I don't know, you would see fascinating things and learn wonderful. I mean, because it could be like, is March of the Fireflies a Ghibli film?
Grave of the Fireflies?
Or Grave of the Fireflies?
The real fucked up one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that one. So I guess it depends on what part of the universe you're in, because that's very diverse. What would you say?
Ghibli all day.
Yeah?
I'd want to be a borrower from Secret World of Arietti.
See, if you get a pick like that, yeah, that totally makes sense.
I ever since I saw that movie, I just like the concept of being very small and being able to like live in a house and you just like go in at night and like steal little things from the people who live there and take them back to your... I like the concept of normal things to me being used as like large objects.
Yeah.
Like you get one sugar cube and you store it, and then when you go to make your tea, you just like scrape a little bit off this huge sugar cube, but it's just a normal sugar.
Yeah.
I always liked that concept. I don't know why. Fun fact I just recently saw though. Did you know Grave of the Fireflies and Totoro got like made at the same time?
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah. Somebody was saying how shitty it must have been to be on the Grave of the Fireflies team, and you're just like staring directly into hell itself while the rest of the like studio on the other side of the office is working on this like fun kiddie movie that's just like
funny animal got umbrella. And the other people are like, God, they're like researching Hiroshima. Like, God, my grandfather was there.
They're sitting there listening to Miyazaki's recounting of situations and events and
of warring nations.
That must have been a very dysfunctional office at those times.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just recently were like doing a double feature anniversary thing where they were showing both of them. And originally it came out with Grave of the Fireflies aired first or screened first, and then it was Totoro, but I think they're doing it backwards now. Like
Okay.
they're showing Totoro first, and then the next movie to play is Grave of the Fireflies,
Yeah.
which I think is the way to do it, because you show somebody Totoro and then you sit them down and you're like, all right, time to watch another movie. And if they
Yeah.
have no idea, they're like, oh, okay, like that one was nice, I liked that one, and then they get sat through Grave of the Fireflies, and I just feel like that's a perfect way to ruin somebody's fucking experience.
Yeah. It's like, back in the day when, I don't know if your parents ever did this, but like my mom, like, I don't know how she got it or she did it, but like I had this one VHS that was like Nightmare Before Christmas and Jurassic Park on it, where I popped it in. I would like fast forward through one movie to get to the other one.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like having that saved on there, you're watching like Totoro, you're like, oh, I love this. And then March the Fireflies comes on, you're like, Mom, I don't understand.
It's like poorly recorded, so like just somewhere in a happy moment, it just like clips to her like trying to give him the rock rice balls,
Yeah.
and you're just sitting there like, what? What is going
Oh.
on? You just watch her die, and then it flips back to Totoro.
Oh, I'm forgetting. I forget about that scene. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's tough. That movie is a tough watch, but good movie. Really good movie. Yeah, I would definitely pick Ghibli in that aspect, though. That's just an easy one for me.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a Pokemon guy either, so I wouldn't really care.
Right.
And then, I mean, one that I think is just an obvious answer that we'll end on, because I don't have any more. I was trying to think of more anime-themed ones, but I couldn't think of any that were actually, like, truly thought-provoking enough to, like, have a conversation about. They're just easy.
I will rip this idea, though, for a future episode. I'll definitely write some out, because I feel like you and I could come up with some pretty good ones.
I've been thinking about it the last day or two just while I was driving around, and I just couldn't think of anything that was like, everything was just like, would you rather be this person, or would you rather be in this world or this world? There was nothing like actually, like a tough toss-up. It was mostly things like this one. Would you rather never watch anime again, or the only thing you can ever watch is anime, which I'm pretty sure we've talked about.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy anime.
Yeah, anime.
Yeah. We're just not divided on these things.
Yeah, that's so easy, because don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say I'm like a cinebuff where I go and watch every movie that comes out and have a critique on it. Like, I definitely very selective with my time when it comes to like an actual movie, but there are some really good films out there. But if I had to pick between that and anime, like, just anime has consumed so much more of my time.
Yeah.
It does a lot more for me. But one more thought I want to get on. This just randomly it occurred to me because my mom asked me last night and I didn't have an answer. But when did we start hanging out like on our own? Do you know? Because I don't have a fucking clue. Like, she's like, what was where you, because you guys all used to hang out, but when did like just you and Ryan start hanging out? I'm like,
I think it was like right before we turned 21, because I think how it originally started is that you still talked to Jeff, and I was hanging out with Jeff a lot at that time, like 1920. I would go to Jeff's every single day, and we would try to get enough money for beer and cigarettes, and we would just get drunk and smoke. And then there would just be random times where it was like, hey, I asked Joey if he wants to hang out, we should go up there, and I would drive us up there. And then we started hanging out, the three of us. And then somewhere along the line, Jeff wasn't hanging out as much, but I kept coming over to watch anime and drink and smoke.
That sounds about right, because I do recall us having a conversation where like I didn't know that you were into anime as much as you like on
Yeah.
Discord. We talked like we were talked about. It just came up and like I brought it up because I was thinking like it was kind of important to the channel too because there was a pivotal moment where like we talked about my anime list and we were like about the same like and I was like because I knew you liked it but I'm like bro I'm like I
Yeah.
didn't think you were that into it.
Yeah,
you know?
because we had watched anime before. But yeah, it was like
Yeah.
we back in those
We didn't-
days, I don't think any like we didn't really hang out alone very much just because anytime we hung out there was other people involved. Like we went to Jeff's grandparents' place and it was either us three or there was more of us there. Like we didn't go out and do anything and then yeah, I think it just after going to because Jeff used to come with me every single time. We would go hang out at your place.
There was a period of time where eventually you would just come over by yourself. Like I remember it's kind of we were doing shit when you were really into like photography.
Yeah.
You would come over and you're doing yeah, it's so like both our memories are shit. So
I think it
That's
was
kinda
just one of those times where
so.
Jeff was like, I got to get my shit together. I'm going to stop hanging out. And I was like, okay, well,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
you were kind of my go-to of like, I just wake up and figure out what you were doing. And then I just
Yeah.
randomly called you and was like, hey, Jeff's not going to hang out today, but what are you doing? You got anything going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
And then we just started
Yeah, I think
chilling.
that was it. Yeah.
Because I'm
it was
pretty like more often than not, Jeff was there.
Definitely. And we were for sure like good friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like for a while and kind of like intermissibly we definitely had moments where we were hanging out, get busier. But I feel like we got like really tight when I moved.
Yeah.
And we were talking more over like Discord,
Yeah, we were pretty close prior to that, though. It was just more of a three-piece situation.
Right,
like it was
right.
me, you, and Jeff 90% of the time, and then I would go over and watch anime and chill from time to time.
Right.
And then, yeah, when you moved and we started chilling on Discord, I feel like that's when, obviously Jeff wasn't chilling as much, and I was just on Discord all the time, so. But I still think that was a couple years later. Like, I think you moved to California, and, like, we would occasionally, like, every month or so, we'd have a phone call that lasted a couple hours. And then eventually, like, we both got computers again because I bought your computer. And then when you got a computer again, I think right before you got a computer, actually, you may have tried to, like, get on the iPad a couple times.
Yeah, there was definitely something there, man. It's all such a blur.
Yeah.
Because we were definitely, preoccupied with a lot of stuff then too. But yeah, I guess there you go, Mom.
Yeah.
That answers your question. So thank you again for tuning in for the first hour where we talk about general things and then we get into the anime and the pressing questions. And if you stayed for the rest of it, where we're just rehashing old memories, you're a real one. You're not there. You haven't gotten to this point. But hey, if you are, kudos. Thank you again for tuning into our special episode in our transition phase. And eventually we will be in a set location where there will be much more to offer you. So if you're sticking around for this, it means the world to us. We really appreciate it. So thank you again. Have a good night, guys, or morning, wherever you're at, and take care.